History, though often relegated to textbooks and classrooms, holds within its annals invaluable lessons for the present and the future. It is not merely a collection of dates and events, but a rich tapestry of human experiences, triumphs and tragedies that have shaped the world we live in today. To understand the world we live in today, we must delve into the past, examining the pivotal events and decisions that have shaped the course of human history. Each event, each decision, has left an indelible mark, influencing the trajectory of nations and the lives of countless individuals. World War I and World War II, two of the deadliest conflicts ever witnessed, stand as stark reminders of the devastating consequences of unchecked aggression, nationalism, and the failure to learn from past mistakes. These wars were not just battles fought on distant fields, they were cataclysms that reshaped societies, economies, and the very fabric of international relations. These wars were not isolated events but rather the culmination of complex and interconnected factors that had been brewing for decades. The intricate web of alliances, the rise of militarism, and the fervor of nationalism all played crucial roles in setting the stage for these global conflicts. To truly grasp the magnitude of these global conflicts, we must journey back in time, exploring the political, social, and economic landscapes that set the stage for these catastrophic events. The early 20th century was a period of immense change and upheaval, with societies grappling with industrialization, political ideologies, and economic challenges. By understanding the causes and consequences of these wars, we gain a deeper understanding of the forces that shape international relations, the fragility of peace, and the importance of diplomacy, cooperation, and empathy in navigating a complex world. The signing of peace treaties and the efforts at international diplomacy highlight the enduring quest for stability and harmony amidst the chaos. The echoes of these wars continue to reverberate today, reminding us of the ever-present need to strive for a more peaceful and just world. War memorials and peace rallies serve as poignant reminders of the sacrifices made and the ongoing commitment to preventing such tragedies from recurring. The story of these wars is a human story, a tale of ambition, fear, ideology, and the countless lives forever altered by the events set in motion. It is a narrative that encompasses the bravery of soldiers, the resilience of civilians, and the enduring hope for a better future. It is a story that demands to be told and understood, so that we might learn from the mistakes of the past and forge a better future for generations to come. Through education and reflection, we can honor the memories of those who came before us and work towards a world where history's darkest chapters are never repeated. The year 1914 dawned like any other, yet beneath the surface of everyday life, tensions simmered within Europe. A complex web of alliances, imperial ambitions, and nationalist fervor had created a powder keg, awaiting a single spark to ignite it. That spark came on a sunny June morning in Sarajevo, Bosnia. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, and his wife Sophie were visiting the city on an official state visit. Their presence, however, was met with hostility by some, particularly among Serbian nationalists who viewed Austria-Hungary's rule over Bosnia as an affront to their national aspirations. As the Archduke's motorcade wound its way through the streets of Sarajevo, a young Serbian nationalist, Gavrilo Princip, seized his moment. Standing on the street corner, Princip fired 2 shots from his pistol, fatally wounding the Archduke and his wife. This seemingly isolated act of violence, fueled by nationalist fervor and resentment, had far-reaching consequences, setting in motion a chain of events that plunged Europe into the abyss of war. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand was not the sole cause of World War I, but it served as the catalyst, the spark that ignited the tinderbox of European tensions. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand sent shockwaves through Europe, igniting a series of events that would lead to one of the deadliest conflicts in human history. The heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne was killed on June 28, 1914, in Sarajevo, an event that would become the catalyst for the Great War. Austria-Hungary, determined to crush Serbian nationalism and assert its dominance in the Balkans, issued an ultimatum to Serbia. This ultimatum was deliberately designed to be unacceptable, containing demands that no sovereign nation could reasonably agree to without compromising its independence. The ultimatum demanded, among other things, that Serbia allow Austrian officials to participate in the investigation of the assassination on Serbian soil. This was a direct affront to Serbian sovereignty, and was intended to provoke a rejection. Serbia, fearing for its sovereignty and aware of the implications of accepting such terms, sought the support of its powerful ally, Russia. The Serbians knew that they could not stand alone against the might of Austria-Hungary. Russia, bound by treaty and a sense of pan-Slavic unity, began mobilizing its troops in support of Serbia. The Russian Empire saw itself as the protector of Slavic nations, and was unwilling to let Serbia be subjugated by Austria-Hungary. Germany, allied with Austria-Hungary through the Triple Alliance, viewed Russia's mobilization as a direct threat. On August 1, 1914, Germany declared war on Russia, setting the stage for a broader conflict. France, bound by treaty to Russia through the Franco-Russian alliance, declared war on Germany on August 3. The French were eager to support their ally, and also saw an opportunity to regain territories lost to Germany in the Franco-Prussian War. Great Britain, initially hesitant to enter the fray, declared war on Germany on August 4 after German troops violated Belgian neutrality in their advance toward France. The invasion of Belgium, a neutral country, was the tipping point that brought Britain into the war. Within a matter of days, the great powers of Europe were at war, their fates intertwined by a complex web of alliances, military agreements, and a shared history of mistrust and rivalry. The intricate network of treaties and alliances meant to maintain peace had instead set the stage for a massive conflict. What began as a regional conflict in the Balkans had rapidly escalated into a full-blown European war, dragging millions of soldiers and civilians into its vortex. The war would soon spread beyond Europe, drawing in colonies and nations from around the globe. The intricate network of alliances, while intended to deter aggression, ultimately served to amplify it, transforming a localized conflict into a global conflagration. The world would never be the same, as the war reshaped borders, societies, and the very nature of warfare itself. Section 4. The Treaty of Versailles, a flawed peace. After 4 long years of brutal trench warfare, the Allied powers emerged victorious in 1918. Germany, exhausted and defeated, was forced to accept the terms of the Treaty of Versailles, a treaty that many historians argue laid the groundwork for future conflict. The treaty, signed in the Palace of Versailles outside Paris, was marked by a spirit of retribution. Germany was held solely responsible for the war, and forced to accept blame for the conflict, a clause that caused deep resentment within Germany. In addition to accepting blame, Germany was forced to cede territory, disarm its military, and pay massive reparations to the Allied powers. The treaty, while intended to prevent future wars, ultimately sowed the seeds of resentment and instability in Europe. The harsh terms imposed on Germany crippled its economy, fueled political instability, and created a deep sense of humiliation among the German people. The Treaty of Versailles, while marking the end of World War I, failed to address the underlying issues that had led to the conflict. The treaty, instead of fostering reconciliation, created a climate of bitterness, resentment, and instability that would have devastating consequences in the years to come. Section 5. From the Ashes of Defeat, the Rise of Hitler. In the aftermath of World War I, Germany was a nation in turmoil. The war had left the country devastated both physically and economically. Cities lay in ruins, and the infrastructure was in shambles. The country was plagued by economic depression, political instability, and a deep sense of national humiliation. The Treaty of Versailles had imposed harsh reparations on Germany, further crippling its economy and fostering a sense of injustice and betrayal among its people. It was within this fertile ground of resentment and despair that a charismatic and ruthless leader emerged, Adolf Hitler. He was able to tap into the collective anger and frustration of the German populace, presenting himself as the savior who could restore Germany's lost honor. Hitler, a decorated veteran of World War I, was deeply affected by Germany's defeat and the harsh terms of the Treaty of Versailles. The treaty not only stripped Germany of its territories but also imposed severe military restrictions, which Hitler and many others viewed as a national humiliation. He joined the National Socialist German Workers' Party, more commonly known as the Nazi Party, a fringe political group that espoused a toxic mix of nationalism, anti-Semitism, and anti-communist rhetoric. The party's ideology resonated with many Germans who were looking for someone to blame for their suffering. Hitler quickly rose through the ranks of the Nazi Party, captivating audiences with his fiery speeches and promises to restore Germany to its former glory. His oratory skills and ability to connect with the masses made him a powerful figure within the party. He exploited the economic anxieties and nationalistic sentiments of the German people, channeling their frustrations towards scapegoats, Jews, communists, and the democratic government he deemed responsible for Germany's misfortunes. The Great Depression of the late 1920s and early 1930s further exacerbated the economic woes, making Hitler's message even more appealing. Hitler's message of hate and resentment resonated with many Germans, disillusioned by the failures of the Weimar Republic and desperate for a return to stability and national pride. The Weimar government was seen as weak and ineffective, unable to address the economic crisis or the social unrest that plagued the nation. The Nazi Party, once a fringe group, gained widespread support, capitalizing on the economic crisis and the perceived weakness of the existing democratic government. By 1932, the Nazis had become the largest party in the Reichstag, setting the stage for Hitler's eventual rise to power. His ability to manipulate public opinion and exploit the vulnerabilities of the German political system allowed him to transform the Nazi Party from a marginal group into a dominant force in German politics.